Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Daemons. His name is Bricky. Warhammer 40k lore, let's go. But before we do, if you enjoyed today's episode, head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous. Consider maybe supporting us. You get access to the Discord, bloopers if they happen. The $15 tier gets all the HD posters, and the new one, which is just, it's the best poster. Shai's probably put it on the screen. It looks amazing. Also, if we hit 20,000 on the Patreon, we will do a fantasy episode for Bricky. I'll do it for Bricky, and maybe it's just one. Patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous. Bricky, tell me about the book and the merch.
Oh, yes. So the book we're reading is Ass Inorum, Kingmaker. I'm already started it. It's so far quite fun. And I'm enjoying it. It's like Mission Impossible in 40k, and I like that. And so after that, check out the merch store at orchidate.com in the description. It is great. We have got new sweatpants, and the poster is available for print, text, and no text. Grab them while they are hot, because certainly it's quite hot.
Oh, it is so hot. It's my favorite poster.
I must admit, though, the whole fantasy thing is a little bit topical today, considering the episode we're going to be doing.
Ooh, I don't actually know what we're doing, since we've done the Arcs of Omen stuff, and there's no more Arcs of Omen, and we're just kind of waiting for 10th. I don't have any inkling of what you've got planned for me today.
Yeah, I know. So I guess we should also tell the people, me and Shai are both going on business trips, or personal trips. I don't remember if hers is business or not. So we are recording this episode in advance before we leave. So after the Lion episode. So it's kind of like a bit of a filler episode. So do bear with us, but it's a fun one still.
Yeah, and I still have no life, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm still at home.
And I can make DK feel silly with a quote. It's been so long.
Oh man, that was another great part of the Arcs of Omen, is every week I knew exactly what was coming. That's what she said, and I didn't have to worry about looking like a damn fool. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So, here we go. He is not many. He is one. He is the first, a creature as old as creation itself. He has moved unseen between the stars for millennia, twisting the fates of many races and feeding upon their misery. But I have found him. I have learnt his name.
Oh boy. This is going to seem glaringly obvious when you tell me what it is. It seems like some sort of chaosy thing, because it's feeding on misery.
You're on the right track.
And it was like it's apparently it's like the first. Like it's
I said that.
I don't know which one was the first of the chaos things. Was it No. Slaanesh wasn't the first. Slaanesh is relatively new.
Proud of you. You're learning. You're retaining the information I've given you.
I don't know.
I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
He had a cameo recently.
He had a cameo recently?
Mm-hmm.
The only one I can think of is Korn, because Korn did all the funky stuff with one of the Arcs of Omen books, and that's definitely not it. Just tell me what it is.
It is the Dark Master, first of the damned, with a steel chair.
Swellakor?
It's Swolakor.
Oh, I guess. I was thinking it was an actual chaos god for some reason, and I guess Be'lakor is kind of in that ballpark that he's almost a chaos god, and he wants really desperately to be a chaos god, but he's not quite there yet, and he's so mad at Vashtor, right?
Sort of, kind of, but yeah. No, I mean, it's not a chaos god, though. I will say Khorne wasn't the worst guess, because you would think that if there was ever going to be the first chaos god, it would be Khorne, the murder and death, etc.
Yeah, and super juiced up for the longest time because war is eternal.
Yeah. So anyway, because obviously, like you said, it's a bit of a filler episode, but I wanted to talk a little bit about LAKOR because he was brought up with a steel chair in the Vastor episode, and I thought it'd be kind of a cool guy to chat about.
All right, I'm down because like I've seen his mini. We talked about him a little bit, and he seems like just, oh boy, he's ripped. He's super strong. If he can throw that kind of a wrench into Vashtor's plans, I'm sure great. I'm here for it.
So LAKOR, luckily for me, and hence the reason why this is a bit of a side episode, is because LAKOR doesn't have a ton of lore about him. It's more, once again, like a conceptual thing, what he's about and all that thing. So hopefully it'll be a nice short episode. But LAKOR is known also as the Dark Master. And the main thing is he is the first ever Daemon Prince ever.
Oh.
The first time that the overarching Chaos Gods created a champion from a mortal. We don't really, all of that stuff has been lost to time. We don't know who he was, what his name was, but he goes under all kinds of names now. First Damned, Harbinger, Lord of Torment, Messenger of the Great Undivided, One who heralds the conquerors, Foretoken, Bearer, Dark Master, blah, blah, blah.
So at some point, LAKOR was a mortal man? Was he human, or are we unsure of what race he was?
We are unsure. We just know that he was a, quote, primitive.
Ah, okay. I didn't realize that. I thought LAKOR was just like some chaos entity and had always been a chaos entity. I didn't realize he was like the first Daemon Prince.
Right, because Daemon Princes are always mortals ascended, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to gain the favor of the Chaos Gods to get just the juiciest powers.
Exactly. And but the fancy thing about LAKOR is since he was the first Daemon Prince, he did some, like, again, we don't know what he did to become a Daemon Prince, but it's understandable that he did some pretty goddamn horrible things.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of have to gain favor with the Chaos Gods, right?
Which is the fancy part, because it's not just favor with the Chaos Gods, it's favor with all the Chaos Gods.
Oh, right, because he's not just one specific Chaos Gods Daemon Prince. He's like the undivided Chaos Prince, right?
Yes, he is a Daemon Prince of Chaos Undivided. All of the gods together gave him his power, beseeched him for what he did for them.
Oh,
which
man,
is
what did he do?
Yeah, right? That's the big question.
He did a little bit of everything, and it's like, oh no.
He bribed some people for Tzeentch, poisoned the water supply for Nurgle, killed a family of people with for corn, and then a little hard. Also, not to mention that. Anyway, he had ascended to becoming the first Daemon Prince. And using his newfound power, he did horrible things.
No way. Please tell me more. What a shocking twist and turn of events.
But after his horrible things, each of the Chaos Gods in their great game were getting tired and sick of having him, go to other or not serve them in particular. So each of the Chaos Gods slowly tried to kind of pull him towards them. Trying to hey, you really like the stink, don't you? Like, you really gotta like it. Come on now. Let's get
both
over
Nurgle
here.
and Slanesh probably said that, right? You really like.
Yeah, it's just the context.
Yeah, it sure is. Ew, gross.
But he would move around and start to amass his own armies, conquering primitive men, forging his own armies with various types of lesser demons, and basically becoming his own quasi, demonic leader with his own worshippers of the Ruinous Powers.
Yeah.
He would destroy cities, trample the people down, do all kinds of horrible, horrible things.
Yeah, it sounds like that's a Chaos Prince, all right.
But what the funny thing is that every single one of the Chaos Gods wanted him to basically champion their armies, lead their armies in their name. And eventually he tricked the Chaos Gods And he was like,
Ooh.
yeah, don't worry, I'll do it. Goes, gets all the power they promised him, doesn't do it.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. So that doesn't sound like a good idea for Bellic. That sounds like a bad idea to play that game with like chaos gods. That sounds like a good way to get slapped around.
Getting slapped around certainly was a thing that he was pretty well, he was doing the slapping for a while. But
Sure.
as he began to go around and take the power and then basically leave them, as time was going on and he was raising up new followers of Chaos, some of those followers of Chaos were getting really good at being chaotic. And in fact, the various gods would start raising them up to becoming demon princes as well. And for every demon prince that ascended, dedicated to Nurgle, Tzeentch, or whatever, his own power would kind of ebb and flow as a part of the strength he was given from the gods that he stole from the gods was then given to the other mortals that he rose up.
Mm-hmm. So,
which is he's not happy with.
If a chaos god did make a demon prince, would it have like it wouldn't be as strong as Be'lakor, right? Because Be'lakor's a demon prince, but he's like juiced up by every chaos god.
First.
Yeah, he's the first one. He's got everybody's juice. If Nurgle was just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make this really, really stinky demon of Be'lakor's a demon prince, it's not like it would be an equal standing to Be'lakor or even close.
For the best description I can throw out is, normally it's not a good idea to take power levels via the game, but in this one, I think it's fair.
Okay.
A demon prince is like a really juiced up character you can make that's around maybe 160 to 200 points. Mm-hmm. A greater demon, something like a great unclean one, a bloodthirster, a great clean one, a keeper of secrets are like 300, 350 depending. Mm-hmm. So they're pretty big and juiced. Be'lakor is 420.
Ooh.
So Be'lakor Be'lakor basically goes toe to toe with like the highest level of greater demons.
Okay.
If we're taking it from a overall like game perspective, Vastor
from
is like
a point standing, yeah.
Yeah, Vastor's like 260. So he's definitely, which makes sense because Vastor kind of got his shit a little slapped by Be'lakor.
That's true. Be'lakor did kind of slap Vastor around, so it would make sense that yeah.
The only way Vastor won was by basically being Magneto and turning everything on him. Also, the models are the models are definitely interesting, as you could see the.
Whoa, is that top one Be'lakor still? Is that like his old one or?
No, the left one is actually the new Demon Prince model.
Oh, that's actually pretty. I really like that.
Oh,
Demon Prince, that's so cool.
Yeah, they also have different heads for the various gods you could serve.
Oh, nice.
However, Shai posted all great ones, but she didn't post my favorite, which is the winged one.
Whoa!
I'm building that bastard as a Night Lord Demon Prince.
Whoa! Damn! Yeah, you gotta build it with the wings. If you're doing you have to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Have to.
I do like the demonic backpack, though. I do like the power pack, the Space Marine power pack, kind of broke it in.
Mm-hmm. It looks good, but I mean, most Chaos Space Marines have something like that. But the wings, yo.
Yeah, but like it should be clear that Be'lakor is like significantly larger than the new.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy. That's a big ass model, right?
Yeah, I need to find.
Shai says she has the Be'lakor mini, but she's afraid to build it. Man, I got so many minis like that in my pile of shame when I was actually painting stuff. Oh my god.
Oh my god. The bottom left is the old Be'lakor.
Okay.
There's a bit of a difference. Now it's who you have to worry about.
Yeah. Also, you know what's really great about the new Be'lakor mini?
What's that?
Oh, he's sucking the soul out of an Ultramarine down there.
Oh, goddamn straight.
Let's go. Hey, he is officially the Pog champ.
The Pog champ?
He's the Pog champ now. Yeah.
Also, like, compare him to Magnus. Like, he's a big boy.
Wow. He is actually comparable in size to Magnus. That's crazy.
Yeah, so LAKOR is a juiced up motherfucker. He's on the goddamn chaos trend.
He's on the sauce.
Yeah, he is roided to the gills.
To the gills. What a cool mini though. I love the chains on his wings too.
Oh yeah, I like the sword is really it's really cool. Anyway, so despite all these people and other demon princes being risen up, he would of course take this quite to heart. LAKOR is an extremely jealous, petulant person.
No kidding.
He does have a rule that is called spiteful jealousy, which means no other demon princes are allowed to be in the army with him. And if you ever attack an enemy that happens to have a demon prince, you get a bunch of buffs.
I like it. Spiteful jealousy, perfect. For LAKOR, perfect.
It's pretty on brand. I won't lie.
Absolutely. Love it.
But at the moment, that's kind of what LAKOR's been up to. I know he was in the Warhammer 3. Total War Warhammer 3.
I was like,
Sorry.
Warhammer 3. I was like, excuse, like the third edition? What do you? Gotcha. Dawn of gotcha.
Yes, Warhammer Total War Warhammer 3. He was in it. He's actually a main antagonist in the prologue, which is actually a really good prologue. But the whole point was that the character you were playing as, this young prince named Yuri Barkov, took on an expedition because your bear guard Urson was like silent. You kept shouting out to him and he would not answer you back anymore. But as you go through it, you slowly kind of use the relics of chaos to help you, and you slowly kind of get corrupted. At the end, you finally find Urson. He's all locked up, and LAKOR's there, and he's like, "I'm the one who led you here. Like, this is my voice in your ear. Like, you did everything you wanted because this is what you desired to do, and you took it for yourself." And he yells at him. It's like, "Why would you do this or something?" And he just responds, "Because gods are selfish."
Well, in 40K, he's not wrong. That is a truthful statement. So, do you end up killing LAKOR, or do you fight him off, or do you actually become like LAKOR's chosen? Because I never played this game. I don't know what happens.
Your character shoots Urson with a chaos tainted pistol, which wounds the bear really badly. And so after the prologue, all of the other factions are basically, you're like beseeching the other factions and saying to them, "Hey, dude, if you want, there's a wounded god, and if you want that god, I will take you to him for one drop of the god's blood to, I think, break the curse of this like old man you're playing as or whatever." But besides that, everything else that he does, at least for overall like appearances, is basically like, imagine him like this moving shadow. He's is this like shadow form basically, and he's enveloping darkness and all kinds of crap.
Oh, right, because he had a fight. Who did he have a fight with in the Arcs of Omens book where they were having a really tough time hitting him because he's just shadow incarnate and you can't hit him when he's in his shadow form? Who the hell was he fighting?
Vashtor, my dude.
Was it literally Vashtor?
Yeah, him and Vashtor.
Oh my god, they had a duel. Stupid.
They had a duel.
I don't know why I thought he was fighting someone else. That makes, duh.
But all of his abilities are all like pretty malicious. It's like it's like Pal of Despair, Lord of Terror, of Torment, all kinds of things where it sounds like he just really liked getting off on murdering and stabbing people.
Well, of course he's. I mean, given what we know about him, it should be. That sounds like it's right on brand, yeah.
Pal of Despair. The Psyker draws forth every bleak imagining and hopeless terror their victims have ever felt, drowning their enemies' minds in misery until they barely have the will to keep breathing.
Yikes.
It's like lovely.
Yeah, that is the most 40k chaos thing I have ever heard. As far as an ability is concerned, holy.
Void slivers. Reaching into their mind in the darkest depths of the void, the Psyker draws forth crystallized slivers of terror, misery, and loss before hurling them in a storm at the foe.
Oh boy, it's a misery tornado. Hooray. Jeez.
And so, in the tabletop, for example, he has this thing called shadow form, which makes it really hard for him to get hit. It also makes it so that he takes less damage. He's really smooth. His blade is the blade of shadows, which is like just kind of cleaves through immaterium as in a swath.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty classic, like hard to hit. I am the shadows kind of group.
His sword is the sword of shadows, that glowy blue thing that his mini has.
Yep, the blade of shadows.
God, that's a very cool looking weapon. I bet that'd be an absolute nightmare to paint.
Yeah, it's super cool, but getting the blending going is a whole other world.
Oh, yeah. I would have no chance at painting that.
Real quick before, I was thinking, like, I wasn't sure if we would have enough lore on LAKOR alone for the episode. And there's, like, some other, things that he does and some battles and the usual kind of thing. He was also there in the 13th Black Crusade with Abaddon. For a little bit.
What was he doing in the 13th Crusade?
Murdering.
I guess that goes without saying. Sure. He didn't have any secret plot or anything. He was just like, yeah, I feel like killing a bunch of shit, and this seems like a prime opportunity for it. Let me just cut down some fools. Shai said he's hanging out a lot with Abaddon and participated in a lot of Black Crusades, but since he's a spiteful bastard, during the 13th Crusade, instead of helping, he tried to outswag old Issachil by attacking Terra instead of lame Cadia, so they tried to take over the Phalanx to attack Earth, but they failed. So instead of helping with Cadia, he was like, let me go mess up Terra. That'll work. Let me go try and take over the Phalanx, and that'll work.
It's pretty on brand for LAKOR to be like, yeah, you want to take over Cadia? I'm going to take over Terra. Because I'm better than you. But I wanted to do a little bit of looking on the other major named demons. We mentioned them a little bit beforehand, but I thought since they're kind of in a similar type of thing for... a similar type of thing for LAKOR in terms of greater demon power. The four main greater demons are Shalaxi Hellbane, Rotigus, Kairos Fateweaver, and Scarbrand.
Oh, so these are like greater Daemon Prince type deals? These are like big bad champions of chaos?
More like greater demons. So if you had, say, a Keeper of Secrets, that's the Slaneshi one with the big goat face. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I was gonna say I don't know if I've actually seen a goat faced greater demon.
Shai will have pictures, I'm positive.
Okay.
But then Shalaxi Hellbane would be the named one. Basically, like there's a famous one of the greater demons overall, like a great unclean one, and then there's Rotigus.
Rotigus, right. I've heard of Rotigus. Yeah.
Yeah, probably because it's just a fun name. It's very easy to state. But
Rotigus.
Shalaxi Hellbane is the one I have the least info on. They are basically they're called the Monarch of the Hunt. They have a this unending obsession to defeat like a rival deity. It's just like their kind of thing because there's a lot of like, I mean, Khorne's martial combat, but the obsession in personal glory in murdering that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I do know that they were banished to the warp by the Grey Knights, and Slaanesh got mad, so they imprisoned them in the Palace of Punishments because, of course. Of
course, yeah. For Slaanesh, that tracks.
But actually, I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm not finding almost any of Hellbane. Wow, there's actually like very little, which is unfortunate because the model is actually kind of baller. It's just like a different kind of Keeper of Secrets.
Ooh, I like that.
It's really cool looking. Also, these are gigantic, by the way. That's like about as tall as LAKOR.
Oh, damn. Also, very Slaaneshi, too. That's a very Slaanesh mini.
Oh, there we go. Bottom right photo that Shai sent. That's Shalaxi attacking a Bloodthirster.
Oh, wow.
with like the weird pincer claws and
the
all
sort
that
of
kind of
pole
stuff.
arm deal, yeah.
Got like the nice jewelry and piercings and stuff. Kind of really, really neato. I know that Shalaxi in particular really likes to murder like other characters, like dueling other characters.
Oh, it is the greater demon of like, what would you say, of the hunt?
Monarch of the Hunt.
Monarch of the Hunt, and really likes the sort of rivalry duel. So yeah, that tracks. And I don't know if this is how they are, but like their mini looks like someone that would just be almost like a very agile, nimble, a lot of dodging and weaving and a lot of death by 1,000 cuts type of thing.
Yeah, like mesmerizing form, -1 to
Yeah.
hit. Cloak of constriction, -1 to wound. Like it just makes them a little harder to hit and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Their weapon is also called Soul Piercer, which again has benefits against characters.
Yep.
So
Okay.
makes sense.
Cool. Tracks.
Rodriguez is the named Great Unclean One, with the big belly and the funny face and all kinds
Yep.
of classic
red-
stuff.
Hood? Is that a hood on his head?
It looks like a little shawl. I'm not quite sure, but
Yeah, at first I thought he just had red hair.
He's got like branches for ears.
I thought those were just horns.
I mean, I guess they kind of are horns. They kind of look like tree branches. He's holding like a tree branch too.
Oh, that's
and look,
true.
his tree branch has car air fresheners on it.
Well, when you're, I'm just saying, he is the Great Unclean One. You probably need a few air fresheners around him. Also, God, Great Unclean One minis are so disgusting.
Every time I look at a Great Unclean One, I see something else that makes me upset. Like I see his fucking. I just noticed he has big feet on the bottom left, with like awful toenails, and like his left arm has a mouth and a face in it.
Oh yeah, yep.
Covered in like weird tentacles and.
Yep, his right elbow is a big open like wound thing. That's just it's awful.
You really gotta.
So gross.
You really got to appreciate how good GW is at making a realistic interpretation of a Discord moderator.
Yeah, man. Totally. You could have gone so many different directions with that, but yeah, Discord moderator works. Yeah.
I had to. Anyway, Rodriguez, much like Shalax, doesn't have a ton on them. I kind of wish they had a bit more. But it's the usual kind of thing you would imagine with Rodriguez. As they walk forward, the ground spurts like poisonous plants and disease of blight and stuff.
Just a walking corruption.
Yeah, walking piece of corruption, basically.
Yeah.
The fun thing about Rodriguez, though, is that they're also known as the Rainmaker and the Rainfather. But they are incredibly happy. The entire time they're around, they're humming merrily. It's like
Really?
because
Well, I mean, look at his face. He's joyfully yelling. His face is in his mini, right? He's like, I'm happy, right?
yeah, he really enjoys his work.
Do you think the other mouths on his body all have different voices, and he like hums in 3 different voices, one for his stomach and one for his hand?
Oh, that sounds like super fucking cursed. I can imagine like the things he's saying is really happy, like, oh Lord, the Plague Father be, da 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 da. But they're all like, one is like coughing over its own fucking drool, and it's like, and so they're all layered on top of each other. So it's like the most horrifying sound.
If he had one more mouth, he could be a solo quartet.
Oh my God, could you imagine? No, that's perfect. He's got, it's like a barbershop thing.
Yes.
And then like every so often the big stomach mouth is the bassy one is like bum 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 bum.
Yes.
Bum,
And then
bum,
the
bum,
small
bum.
voice is like the really like high pitched one. The dot 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 dot. Yes.
Bum 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 bum. Grabs an imperial servant, like puts it in the fucking mouth and eats it alive. Bum 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 bum. Arm, 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 arm.
It's like you're out of tune. I'm still chewing.
You know what's hilarious about that? This is most likely completely acceptable in canon because Nurgle demons are extremely like joyful and silly.
Oh man, can we get fan art of Rodriguez in a barbershop quartet outfit, please? Anybody? I think
He like draws a top hat right above the bottom mouth.
Yeah. It's just markered on, just like in crayon, like a little child's drawing.
That is the most cursed, but like in a good way, I think I've ever heard. Just that would be such a horrifying sight to have this barbershop quartet fucking demon like eating your squad.
And imagine that's the last thing you hear as he's killing you, as he's just like, bum, bum, bum.
And I mean, he just like spills maggots everywhere too. It's like awful. Anyway, moving on.
Moving right along, yeah.
Kairos Fate Weaver. I think I told you a little bit about Kairos, but I'll remind you just because
the
it's
name
fun.
Definitely sounds familiar, yeah.
This is the Keeper of Secrets, the bird boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, is this the one where I do remember something about like oh shit. Yeah. It wasn't it something like both of its heads are talking, one's talking in the past and one's talking in the future or something?
Kind of. So Tzeentch went to this thing called the Well of Eternity. It's the very center of reality where space and time both originate and end. And Tzeentch himself is actually genuinely terrified of jumping in. Like even Tzeentch himself is like, no way, dog.
That's pretty hardcore. If even Tzeentch is like, nope, not me.
So instead, he grabbed his Lords of Change and dropped them in there.
Of course.
And none of them came out alive. So instead, he sent his Vizier, a guy named Vizier Kairos, and threw him in. But this time, Kairos survived. And Kairos came back unnaturally aged, super hunched, and wizened. And with his two heads, wizened, like wizened, I guess. Is that not?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I thought you could say it.
I was like, did he become a wizard? Like,
he was already a wizard, actually.
It's true. He's a Tzeentch, whatever, yeah.
But he would be constantly mumbling madly as his heads had split into two. Suddenly bursting into rambling tirades about events that are going to happen. And so 81 Lords of Change are tasked with recording every single word of the Oracle of Tzeentch, aka Kairos Fate Weaver.
Right, in case he says something about the future and something that they can... gotcha, yeah. I do vaguely remember this now, yeah.
The Oracle himself, Kairos, knows the answer to every single question of all time. But
he's such a raving, mumbling mess that who knows what he's talking about.
Because one head will always tell the truth and the other head will always deliver a contradictory answer.
Oh.
But yeah, he has the two abilities. One head looks forward and one head looks back. Mm-hmm. Which is adding power to his psychic test depending on the battle round number. So as the turns get longer, he becomes more and more powerful. And the other one makes it so that if your opponent tries to use stuff, it becomes harder to use later on because he can look. It looks back at the past.
That's such a Tzeentch demon. That is like perfect for Tzeentch.
I do know that the lion killed him once.
Oh.
The lion during the Great Crusade stabbed him in the chest, and the lion made some stupid ass pun, which was like, "I bet you didn't see that coming," or some crap like that.
Oh no, lion, don't do it. That's why they had to put lion to sleep. It's because these puns, man. You got to get out of here.
It was something like that. Ooh, here, go ahead. You want to read that?
Yeah, Shai said, Fate Weaver appeared before Lorgar Aurelian during his pilgrimage into the Eye of Terror and gave him a choice that would change the fate of galactic history. Using his foresight of the future, he stated that Lorgar could either seek revenge against Robute Gilliman for his shame upon Kerr, but doom chaos in the coming war, or put aside personal satisfaction and work for the gods of chaos and perhaps ensure their victory over the galaxy. This is a single instance when both of Fate Weaver's heads spoke the truth. Ooh.
Huh.
So they don't always speak in... Well, I guess this is the only time it happened, but there are occasions where both of them are true. And they're not both liars. Or one isn't a liar anyway.
As far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
Because, goddammit.
Yeah.
This guy.
Lorgar!
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 But lastly, we have Scarbrand. And Scarbrand is the most, maybe the most recognizable one. You would know what he looks like based on the fact that he is a giant bloodthirster, which we've talked about plenty lately.
Oh, yeah. I know what bloodthirsters look like, yep.
But his wings are tattered and broken.
Oh, so he can't fly?
Well, I mean, he can maybe fly. I don't know. Demons don't really abide by the laws of
That's true.
everything.
Chaos demons don't really abide by the laws of physics, so whatever. He can do whatever he wants, yeah.
Well, there's him fighting G-Man.
Whoa, he looks insane.
So Scarbrand's lore is hilarious. He was the greatest champion of the Blood God. Slayed untold millions, maybe billions. Whole worlds destroyed all by him. His 2 axes were named Slaughter and Carnage.
Let's go.
Just the most metal ass dude. Every time Tzeentch is around, Scarbrand is even angrier, constantly murdering everything he can. And eventually, though, Tzeentch goaded Scarbrand into even bigger acts of destruction. And his rage grew so great that Khorne himself turned around and Scarbrand was like, my kill. And he swung at Khorne himself.
Whoa, that's... Really?
Yep.
Oh, that could not have... Is that how he got the scar on his face? Is that how that thing is? Is that why that thing is there? Because Khorne was like, you fool!
He swung with the strength to fell an entire army, and all he did was create a chink in the armor of Khorne. And enraged, Khorne grabbed him by his throat, dragged him all the way up to the top of the brass citadel, hung him aloft, and hurled him across the warp.
Oh,
and where he flew in the air for 8 days and 8 nights, leaving a trail of destruction across the realms before landing in a gigantic canyon with his wings torn to shreds.
I love that, like, in a fit of rage, Khorne just yeets him into the warp, and he goes flying for 8 days and 8 nights. That is the best.
Before plummeting and burning his wings up. And so now Scarbrand is a tortured man of what he used to be. He's now like in mindless wrath without any logic or anything. Like before he was at least somewhat smart. Now he's just like a drooling, completely rage-filled mess.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Is he also like significantly weaker because he got yeeted through space for over a week?
Well, shit, if he was, I can't seem to quite tell.
Okay, so he's still just as strong. It's just now he's just a mindless killing machine instead of having some semblance of intellect.
You know, I looked in game. It turns out bloodthirsters can fly and Scarbrand can't. So yeah, his wings don't work.
Well, I mean, he did it to himself. Like, I don't know how. Like, sure, you've become enraged, but for anybody, yeah, I'm gonna go attack Khorne. Like, are you insane? Apparently, yes, he is though. But yeah,
I really like Scarbrand on the tabletop too, because he's got like a flamethrower attack that's literally just called the Bellow of Endless Fury. But he's also got Witchbane, which means he can never be affected by psychic powers ever. And
that's so good.
This last one is hilarious. It's called Rage Embodied. While with it, his mini sucks though, which sucks.
I don't know that like for an older mini, that actually kind of slaps.
Oh, really? I don't
like. I actually kind of love that. I kind of love the way his wings look. I think the wings really make that mini with how like tattered and disgusting they look. And actually, like I said, like it's an older mini, so it's not great. But honestly, that's probably one of the better old ones. If
I could, I would replace it with the newest Kabanda mini. That's the guy that's Sanguinius fought.
Oh, yeah, well, they're both bloodthirsters, right? So you could technically make a Scarbrand one that's just kind of modified after this one and make its wings all messed up and make him all, like, his face all scarred up, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, cool. They could just repurpose this one. Easy.
But I love the fact that he has an ability called Rage Embodied, which allows you to increase the attacks you get for everyone near him, including the enemy.
Ooh. Including the enemy, huh?
Yeah, so if you're like in this giant murderous duel, like mosh pit, everyone gets more powerful. Everyone automatically passes morale, and it's hard to fall back because everyone near him is just like, I'm so mad.
Everybody just goes. Everybody wants to be in a kill fest. Sure.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Totally berserk. It's pretty. It's pretty fun.
I mean, he is so on brand for Khorne too. It will, especially in his like enraged state, because he's just like, I'm mindlessly mad, and now so are you.
Yeah, pretty much. He's a lot of fun.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the main peeps. Scarbrand is in fact on brand.
Is Scarbrand on brand? Yes, we are saying that. Yep.
I actually find it kind of funny. The Rodagis also has a flamethrower attack. It's called Streams of Brackish Filth. And he's just like, there's the Deluge of Nurgle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take a bath.
He's extremely icky. He's
icky.
As far as ickiness goes, he's pretty up there.
Yeah, he definitely is. Just oh man, now I can't get the image of the barbershop quartet Great Unclean one out of my head now.
Well, we gotta think of a name for it. Rodagis something or another.
So, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get it going.
We're pretty good about coming up with cursed memes for 40K stuff. So we'll the think tank will get to work on this one.
Which anyway, that's about that. Simple little LAKOR thing, simple little Rest of the Greater Demons.
It was a fun little episode. I enjoyed learning about LAKOR and the Gross Boys.
Yeah, it was a nice little filler episode for a bit while me and Shai are out on vacation for a bit. Yeah. And probably a good thing considering that Arcs of Omen are just finished up. Yeah. And we can come back and probably start getting through some of the chapters that we have been missing lately, or maybe some more.
I'm sorry, did I hear you say Ravengard episode?
No. Oh shit. Oh, I gotta say.
Say it, Bricky. Say it. Say what you gotta say.
Do you know what it sounded like when Scarbrand hit the ground after 8 days and 8 nights?
You're gonna do the goddamn sound. You